Appreciate it. We're so excited to hear from this absolute rock star. Like, I've known her for a few years now, and ever since I've known her, she is like absolute fire for this business. Like, she doesn't let up gas. She's always down, pedal to the metal. And it's because she sees the fruits of doing consistently this business. And it's just I'll let her share a bit of, her journey on how she found us and, what it's done. But you guys, she's been a top enroller as a double diamond for a few years. And she's been recognized now as a top 100 income earner as a double diamond. But that's pretty insane in itself. So huge congrats, friend, and share away.
First of all, thank you so much for having me on here. Such an honor to be asked, and I appreciate you being accommodating. But I have eaten, so I'm good. I was like hangry. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't eat. I can't. So we're good now. We're good. But this journey, oh my goodness, you guys, it was over 5 years ago. It's weird. Like, when you're in it, I'm like, what? It can't be. It feels like 2 years ago that I just started, but no, it's over 5 years. I'm sure you guys can, some of you can understand, and some of you are like, no, I've been in a long time. Like, what are you talking about? It feels like it's like going painstakingly slow, but I can promise you that if you have that long-term mindset like I did, right when I clicked join, I was like, even if it takes even a decade or 5 years, like I thought really long-term to replace my teacher salary, it would be worth it, right? To work all those days, maybe not make a lot, but then on that fifth, year, maybe. So I feel like having that mindset coming into it really helped me with the longevity to stick around long enough to see, the fruits of your labor. So yeah, 5 years ago, I was a high school teacher and I was in Canada. My husband works in the baseball industry. So he's always abroad, mainly in the US, for about 10 months a year. And we always lived long distance, especially as a teacher in a windowless room, just working 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., working all the way till 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you know how it is, not getting paid a lot. And then packing up my day after teaching all day, which is exhausting, and then going to serve as a restaurant server in the evenings to make enough money to literally just cover my bills. And at that point, I still didn't have enough for the bills. Like it was just not enough. So that is when I saw Jackie Deering posting about this often. And I was like, oh, whatever, that's a joke. I was very skeptical about it because I come from like traditional, like you go to school, you become a teacher, and you work until you're 65, and then you can enjoy your life then. That's kind of how it was. And that's what I was mentally like, prepared for. But living like this, broke all the time, but working and never getting to see my husband, like literally never seeing my own husband for months at a time, I was just like, this cannot be what life is supposed to be like. Like, I just could not imagine. And I remember sneaking out as a teacher during lunch. I'd be like, okay, I just need to get out of here. And I'd go to Starbucks or somewhere, to get like a coffee or something. And I would see people working in that cafe. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like, they're so free. I'm so jealous. And so so that was in the back of my mind. And finally I came to Jackie and I was like, okay, so tell me about this. And there was a lot of back and forth. I was very fearful. I never left her on red because she is like, she's engaged to my family. But, I just was I'm like, no, 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 stop and go. And then I finally just was like, okay, something's got to change because it's not changing. What I'm doing is not working. And so finally, I'm sure we've all felt that. We had that kind of feeling like, wow, I'm going to be in the same spot this time next year, or even a decade from now, I'll still be like this. And that's not the life I wanted. I remember seeing, when like you're at a high school, you see the staff pictures and they have staff pictures from years and years and like from the 80s. And I was like, I'm not going to be on this wall. I don't want to be on this wall in 50 years or 30 years. Like, I don't want that for myself. I'm like, I want more. I want to get out there. I want to explore. I want to live. So I remember that really just that burning desire to like change was in there. So no one had to remind me to show up for my business every day because I was hungry to change my situation, so hungry. And so I clicked join, so scared, huge cry, scared of other people's opinions, scared of not knowing what the heck I'm doing, scared of just failing and sucking. And yeah, And I did, like, we all kind of aren't great in the beginning. Like, it's kind of just how you learn. I learned by making mistakes. So I've made a lot of mistakes, but that's how I learn. And I never do that again, or maybe do it 3 times and then finally learn. But, and then fast forward about 10 months in, I finally went Ruby. So like I thought I knew what I was doing. So I didn't maybe do all the trainings that I was supposed to do because I thought I knew what I was doing, but I clearly didn't. It took me so long to get to Ruby. And I got to Ruby and I quickly promoted to Emerald. And I was hanging on by a thread before conference. And I think it was 2020. I was hanging on to Emerald by a thread. Everyone was partying at the white party. And I was getting a 90 BV order to maintain my Emerald rank at that party. I'll never forget that. I was like, I don't want to be in this situation ever again. And after that, obviously promoted to Diamond, got my account to double. And then I was slowly building my husband's, like, like my 2.0 account to double along the way. So from January to, I think he promoted his account in May. So between that time, after I like really saw the vision of what this could do, it took off. And everyone on the team did too. And ever since then, obviously don't teach anymore. We literally just bought our second house down in Florida, so like I can come and go whenever I please and have a place to stay. And we're in Florida, 18 minutes from headquarters, which is wild. Like I can't believe that we didn't know that his job would take us there. 18 minutes from headquarters. And then, yeah, I just travel whenever I want. I bring Coco, my dog, on our European vacations all the time. She comes with me everywhere I go, and I could never even afford to bring her or go on these European vacations. That's like what you do when you retire when you're 65. We were doing it, earlier thanks to, the hard work that we put in as a team. And it just keeps getting better every year. And obviously there's challenges along the way. And I think a lot of people just give up or give in, but I just know that it's, life, man. Then you have good years, you have bad years, you have good months, you have bad months, but you just have to keep stepping forward, and that's how winners win. And I just love that this company has provided, continues to just provide so much for us. It's just, it's, if we're not winning, it's on us. You know what I mean? That's how I feel at this point. And I really like that. I really like what they're doing. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at now. And I cannot believe that the dreams I had over 5 years ago have come true. And so I just want to urge everyone on here, like, hold those dreams so close to your heart, because so much can happen if you just let it, by showing up every day and learning every day and applying what you learn every day.
So good. I mean, you guys, I just love that point that she said. Like, if you're not winning, like that's on you, you know what I mean? Like, we have the choice, we have all the tools, they've given us everything and more, right? And it's up to us. We're limitless here, right? We don't have any cap, we don't have a ceiling. We can go as far as we want, we can go as fast as we want, and it's up to us. She's literally living the retired life.
Yeah.
She keeps saying, like, this is what retired people do. Traveling with my dog in Europe, um, sipping on champagne. But we want to know, can you walk us through maybe your daily routine, or like what you focus on every single day to continue to be a top enroller consistently? Can
For
you walk us
sure.
through those things, those tasks?
Yeah. And
Be
I
sure
know,
you're taking notes, friends, because
yeah.
I mean, you follow the right cat, right? And we know that she's winning, so be sure you're taking notes so we can implement these things tomorrow or tonight.
Yes. I feel like number one, I think the most influential, someone I heard on some Zoom, like I always show up to the Zooms because I never know what I'm going to learn. And every time there's always something. And I always feel like they always, like, I've heard so many different percentages, but I truly believe some people say like it's 95% mindset and 5% action. Like, and I'm like, you know what? When you're in it and you're down that negative spiral, it is 95, like it is 95% and 5% action. I do feel like it is sometimes, because what you think. So number one, you got to get your mind right. So make sure that what you're thinking, like what you think and what you say out loud, that's going to come true. That's going to literally, your words are your wand. Your words create your reality. So be very, very, very careful, what you're thinking. And how do you change how you think? Well, you're doing personal development. So for me, it's a non-negotiable on a daily basis. It could just be literally 10 minutes of a podcast. Like I'm just all about like making it doable for you. Don't set like, oh, I'm going to read a book a week. Like, just don't. That's not like realistic. You know, you got to just be realistic. And even if it's 10 minutes when you're driving somewhere in the shower. So for me, that's my non-negotiable. And I usually do it when I'm exercising or working. It's really easy, right? You just push play on Spotify, has unlimited like books and podcasts on there. Just that's what I plug into. Um, but so number one, getting my mind right. But then number two, posting. I'm just, like this is how we work is we got to post. And I always think, okay, if Mark Pentecost or, John Alcala was going to come and look at my page, would I be like, would I be proud of what I have here? And so I always like think of that. Or if I was someone that just got added to my network, would they know that we have free slimming gummies today? Like, they need to know. Okay. So I'm always about the posting. And I usually do that first thing before I even answer any messages and clear up my messenger. And that also is video content. So I literally went from, I was stuck at 9,900 and some odd followers on Instagram forever. Like it felt like years. Okay. And then all of a sudden I just committed this January. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to post one niche video for sure a day. And because video content is so big. So if you're taking notes, video content, do one a day. And it doesn't even have to be product or opportunity. It could be your niche. I'm a niche freak now because my niche has grown my network. I just hit 80K yesterday on Instagram. And I'm not an Instagram person. Like I suck at Instagram. Okay. I'm not very good at it. But now I've learned the niche will bring you the people. If you build it, they will come. So make sure that you are posting your niche every day and you don't know what it is. Make sure you just take time. It's chaotic, but just take some time to just figure out like, who am I? And so for me, whatever I do every day, I document it and I put it in an 8-second or 9-second reel. And that's what I put out consistently every day. And this is what the people want. And so this is what I give to them. And then I slip in a coffee reel or a gut health reel in there. And then
I want to stop you real quick.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, you said you stick to your niche, but then you said you're posting just throughout your day, your life. But so would you consider just your lifestyle your niche, or but I know that you do a lot of the low carb videos. So is that or is that more of your niche?
That's literally what I like. Today I just made eggplant pizza. So as I was making dinner for everyone, I just documented my day. And then tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to make an eggplant pizza 8-second reel on all socials. But that's me. And so like I had girls coming to me, well, are you okay if I start posting low carb? I'm like, but is that even you? Like, who are you? Like post about what, like document your day. So you're not going, okay, I got to film 8 reels today. So I have content for the week. Like, no, like those days are over. People can tell that that's not you. They want real. They have like radar for that. Like I feel like all of us are just wanting or craving real people just to be real and maybe give you either a laugh, like Jackie's funny. Jackie posts funny stuff and she got so many new followers from her funny stuff and making sourdough in the wilderness of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Okay. And now that grew her network because she was just being herself. She was documenting herself making sourdough and it went completely viral. And so I encourage everyone here, like, and even if your day is boring, like just be yourself kind of thing, and document it and make it into your content. And then, so I really focus on niche, and then that attracts my people, gains eyes on my account. And then of course my story, I go hard in my story for the opportunity and products, but I also want to give the people what they want because they're here for my look. So I'm posting whatever I'm eating that day is there. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Like whatever your niche is, or who you are, make sure that you're just documenting your day because sometimes we're like, oh, that was boring. No one wants to know that. But I guarantee you so many people will relate to that and they'll like gain their trust and they'll love you because you're honest about whatever you're doing that day. Right. So I feel like for me, so back to like my routine. So posting, getting that out of the way. And I think we all are in different, circumstances. So if yours is 1 reel a day, just don't like break that promise to yourself. Make sure you're keeping your promises to yourself because when you keep your promises to yourself, you're building confidence within yourself and your ability, you're like, okay, I can do this. Like when I say I'm going to go to the gym and then I don't go to the gym, I feel shame. I feel negatively towards myself. Like it's not good. So when I just keep my promises and, do go to the gym, or I do post the reels I say I'm going to post in my head or on my list, it builds confidence within myself. And then that has a trickle down effect on all aspects of your life, but especially your business, of course. But yeah, so posting, just post, and don't post alone. Whatever I post that day, when it comes to the business or the products in my story and on my feed, I'm sharing with my team, obviously. Like we can't do this alone. We cannot, the more, like, I think that's part of my thing that I need to work on, is that's probably why I'm not VIP, is because I need to be, I have to really think, if I want, to do that, you need a whole team of you guys doing what we're doing every day, and that's where the magic happens, is helping other people do this. And sometimes we're so focused on our own business, that's like, it's huge. So especially with this distributor promotion, I feel like it's really teaching me to focus on true duplication and get us motivated to help those newbies with, but so like I'm really like learning. So that's like just where I'm at in my business. But even if you're brand new, make sure you're not working your business alone. Even if you have one person on your team, just help them get a post up a day. That's huge. You never know if someone's going to like or comment on that. And then I usually slay my dragons first thing in the day, because eat the frog, slay your dragon, whatever the saying is. For me, follow-ups are so daunting because I have stockpiled so many conversations. Anytime I start a conversation about a product or the opportunity, I have an iPhone, and the calendar app that's already on your phone. I go quickly in there and I copy and paste their profile URL, and I set a weekly reminder to follow up with them. Now, as you can imagine, when you're in for a while, I've been doing that. I started doing that like years ago. It's a little crazy because you open my Wednesday or my Thursday or whatever, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through this? But one person at a time. And I just try to get through all of those. And then I feel like after that, everything's going to be so easy. Like HAP is easy. Like everything else is easy because I got through the most difficult thing for me, which is those daunting amount of follow-ups every day. And then HAP. After I'm done all those things, I focus on HAP. And that to me is fun because HAP pays me the most. And I never miss a day. If you're new and you don't know what HAP is, it's host up post. That means someone on your Facebook or even your Instagram is sharing something for you on their page so that you can grow your network with their network, and you're just generating leads. It's lead generation. And the more lead generation you do, the more leads you generate. Like it's just simple. So if you aren't happy where you're at, learn HAP, master HAP, practice HAP every day, but then turn around and teach your team how to HAP. And if your team's even just a newbie getting 2 to 5 up a day or every other day, like that's going to get them excited because they're going to have so many conversations, right? So I love Host to Post for that reason. But now I feel like I'm an Instagram girl, and I'm like, woo, and I'm loving these reels because I get comments for once. Like I would get no comments for years. So like I'm finally getting comments, just keeping it real, guys. I would get like my mom, oh, yay. Like, and so now I'm getting real people who follow me because of my real content, and they're all commenting and they want the duo or the trio or the gut or the whatever I post about. And then I'm just having conversations, and I'm telling you, so many conversations get left on read. I send them a message and I go, hey, I saw your comment, just literally left on read. And it's like part of it. So I feel like, once again, if you're new in here, being left on read is like, you're not even trying. If you don't get left on read, you're not even trying. If you don't get blocked, you're not even trying. If this is part of it. And it's our job to go back and be like, hey, did you want info? Just check in like 10 times over the next 10 weeks because they're in my calendar now because they wanted info, right? So, and then they say, yeah, I do, sorry. And then you just have a conversation, and always, whether they say yes to ordering or no, they're happy for me after that. Even if they're from an Instagram customer, I'm adding them on Facebook and they're host to posting for me, or they're sharing my most recent product reel or opportunity reel on Instagram to their story, and they're, doing a host to post in that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to stop you real quick, if you don't mind. Let's say, and I just wanted to throw this in here. because someone said that's what I get discouraged with, being left on red. One of my favorite, I just laugh at it because I just go in there and I will just say, hey, did my last message come through?
Mhm.
Like literally, I know that their little head is right there and they saw it, but like I'm just playing like I'm total blonde, and I'm like, hey, did my last message come through? I mean, it just whatever. It don't think about it too much. Just play a blonde. Um,
Totally.
and I want to know, if you were brand new
Mhm.
and you've never done HAP before, how would you begin? Because I know that HAP absolutely explodes us. But and and you have, I'm sure, like a killer system down. What would you do to someone that was brand new and you're like, yes, let's get you diving into HAP because that's where it's at.
I feel like you can send these people training videos until you're blue in the face. But the best way to train is the hardest. And that's just one-on-one in a one, not in a group, in a one-on-one conversation. I'm sending lots of audio notes and it's just, that's just how I teach them. And I'm usually like spoon feeding them like a post to put up about the giveaway. So they get a couple comments, like an interactive post that goes, oh, do you wear socks in bed? Yes or no? And then you could like, I don't know, or do like just whatever random thing came to my head. That's so random. But you could be you could say, tell me, and you get a chance to enter my team's raffle. And then maybe they might get one or two comments. And then I'm teaching them by showing them, what to say. And then like as a teacher, like repeat, like we're like your kindergarten student is not going to learn how to read with like you just go, okay, this is how you do it. Okay, bye. Like once I'm doing it like so many times, and they're like, I'm so sorry. And no, please. I like when you come to me. It's great. This means you're working and you're trying. So just lots of hands on, which I know people might get discouraged with, but like use those training videos all that your team provides for you. Maybe you have something, or maybe you can make your own, just like a screen recording of you doing it, so then they can see, and then also holding their hand and doing it with them. Because there's so many girls on my team, but one comes to mind, Amy. She has like 4 kids. She works full time, and I'll never forget. I taught her HAP early on. She's always on the top enroller list in Canada. She's always on my team top enroller list. She's so busy. So she literally every excuse that oh, I'm so busy. I have still kids. I work full time. It's like, well, what's Amy's excuse then? Because she's getting haps up every day and she's selling 30-day drops all the time. Like, what's your excuse? And so I think it's like, once again, her mindset towards that, but also I feel like it's so empowering to teach HAP because I'm like, okay, now you've unlocked the key. You have the key. If you are not happy with your enrollments, more host to post, like focus on that. And then the results will come. And then I can always tell when they're not host to posting because their enrollments are 0 or maybe 1, or like they're doing it one HAP every 3 days. And like, that's not how you're supposed to HAP. HAP is something you do every day, and you get a consistent amount with new networks. You're breaking into new networks every day with new names and new conversations. And those new people that you meet that day are going to host a post for you because they said, no, not now, or I'm not, another time. And then every time after HAP, with this brand new person that just came into your network through HAP, you're going to propose the business to. And now you've had the product conversation, the DT conversation, and they have a HAP up for you. So all roads lead to HAP. In my, like, that's how I've done this. And if I didn't have HAP, I would not have a business, like 0%. This is how I run my business. And now with video content, of course, because how can you not do it? It's just, you never know which one's going to pop off. So I encourage everyone to do both and set your own, like, everyone's going to be, some people are gonna be like, I'm going diamond, I'm getting 15 up a day. And then be like, you know what, I really just want to go executive this month. I'm going to get 5 up, or, a day. And whatever you feel like you can do it, but maybe push yourself to get one more up before bed. And then what's going to happen is, over time, when you push yourself, you're going to really, really, really learn what you're capable of. And you're going to learn that it's a whole lot more than what you were setting, that initial goal for. So I feel like that's in, like if you're at Pilates or yoga or whatever, they always ask you to put just see if you can just stretch a little bit longer. Can you just hold that for 10 seconds? Let's see if you can sit like, and it's hard, but then you're like, whoa, I did that. And then before you know it, you're holding a 2 minute plank because like you just, could I just go 10 seconds, and that's what I do with HAP in my business is just, what am I really capable of? Like, don't you want to know what you're capable of in this business? Like, what if you could do way more than what you're doing right now and get way more enrollments? Like, how do you know? And I feel like I want to know. And so I just keep pushing myself.
So good. Okay, so if I was brand new,
Yeah.
to get me going on Hop, you would give me a giveaway post, and let's say I got like 2 comments, and I message those people. How would I get more up? What would be the next step?
Okay, so let's just say you're brand new. Courtney, I just got 2 comments. We would message those people and we'd be like, hey, oh my goodness, I just saw your comment on my giveaway post. My team and I are giving away blah, blah, blah on blah, blah, blah. All you have to do to participate is share a post. Are you in? They're going to say, sure. And then I always like to add, it really helps my small business. You have no idea. So, like, sometimes people are like, I don't need the money or I don't want the prize, but I want to help you. Like, some people just want to help you. And then you can give them the gummy HAP that I've been using for forever that everyone's using. It's that is the one that we've like, that's the one I use. It's just like the testers needed. If you could chew 2 to 4 gummies, vegan gummies a day, or I don't even know if I say vegan gummies a day, um, lose inches and lower your BMI, would you? And you end with a question. And then people, that's the one that you give them. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Keziah. And then, so those 2 people that commented on with your newbie, you would teach them how to give that post, right? And then they would have those 2 people post that. You would teach them how to save to a collection because that's vital. You can't just have HAPs out there that you're not checking for the next couple months. And then they're going to be putting those up and then you're going to teach them how to like save to collection. And then you're going to teach them how to propose the business after, or maybe with a newbie, you would want to do like a business and a product, like, hey, not sure if you're interested, like something that just touches on that. And then a lot of just, mentally prepare them. A lot of people are going to say no, and it's okay. But if they say yes, let me know. And then I'm a screenshot person. I'm like, send me a screenshot so I can let you know what to say because I need to know the context. I'm sure we're all probably like that. And then I just coach them through that. But I really harp on HAP and I'll give them a message, a HAP message to send. Like I have a newbie HAP message and, hey, I just started a business and I need to get it out there. Would you mind sharing a post for me? In exchange, I'll enter you into my team's raffle or whatever word you want to use. And
So
then
where do you direct them to go to send those? And how many messages do you encourage them to get out?
I say 10 and then I put a plus sign because I don't want to scare them with 50 or something like that.
Yeah,
I feel like people need to feel like in early on, they need to feel like they can do this. They need to feel like this is doable to fit into their schedule. And you want to give them a win right away. You want them to be like, oh, I sent 10 messages and, celebrate everything that they do because the fact that they didn't turn around and cancel their account, it's like, like it's brave of them. So I just like to celebrate everything and get excited for them. And I'm sure you do the same thing. Like you're like, oh, this is amazing. Because we all need that. It's scary
yeah.
trying something new. So
So do you direct them, where do you direct them to message these people? Like where?
right. Okay. So I have like a lot of different things, but it's just I'm just doing a friends list. That's it. Their friends list. But I always say just click when you open your Facebook, click like the feeds at the bottom and click recents. And like these are people are online, so they're gonna answer you right now because I feel like we need a quick win when they're new. And that to me that's gonna help them the most. But then just your friends list, like anybody, like anybody who you think you could help me and help you. And sometimes that's just their mom doing it, or their aunt, which is just anything is a start, the fact that they have 100 friends on Facebook. Let's start there. So yeah, sorry to not, I'm kind of like
No, yeah.
diversion.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So are those the 2 ways that you would get a newbie going? Or even if you're a seasoned distributor, like get them back going on HAP as a giveaway post and then message 10 people at a time?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then like, you're giving them, I spoon feed posts and then I teach them where our team has a resource full of posts, but I'm not doing that on day one. It's just a little too much. So I spoon feed for a while. And then when I feel like they're good, then I'm going to get them in there because I feel that's just what I'm sure you have learned the same thing. Just less is
Yes.
more a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Okay. So we have mindset,
Mhm.
first thing covered in the morning,
Mhm.
posting
Mhm.
and slaying your dragon, whatever that is for you. But for you, it's your follow-ups
Yeah.
and then hack.
Yes. Messaging. So like, you know how like everyone's like, you have to message every day. For me, messaging for host to host opens up my product messaging that I do and my distributor messages that I do. Because you have to have like you have to message 3 ways a day. You have to message for host to host every day, you message for product testers, and you message for the opportunity, people to start their business. However, I find when I focus on host to host, every conversation with host to host, I'm proposing the business or products after, depending on like, I scroll and see where the conversation is. Like each person might be customized depending on where we're at in our like relationship on Facebook. Like I don't know if I've already proposed something like that to them. But I find HAP brings me those conversations. So if I focus on just getting those 5, 10, whatever busy day, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. If I focus on that, if I get comments that day on the HAPs from today or from yesterday, the day before, I'm having product conversations. They're messaging me, gummies, asking me for information. So I'm having my product. They're coming to me. I'm checking that off my list. I'm not like, because they're coming to me asking. So I'm getting my product messages done. They usually say not right now, next paycheck or next week or not right now. I'm proposing, HAP to this new person I just met through HAP, and then I'm proposing the business. So like I find HAP just does all of that for me. But I really do feel that a newbie should definitely be messaging for product testers and definitely be messaging for distributors as well as messaging for host to host, because they just have so much untapped network with all their friends. I think it's like um, definitely for sure. What does your product tester like? What does it look like? I can read it to you. I don't have like an attachment. You guys, this is where I feel really old. I think my computer is from 2014, but it still works. So like I'm just not going to replace it until it dies. I'm kind of like one of those people. So I don't know. I can read it to you if you want. And then like if you're watching the recording, you like can, I'll send it to Jen too, actually, if you want. I just wrote these up. I find that sometimes when you write it, it's just, I don't know, people know or something. I don't know. I don't know. I also have someone on my team who's really good with words. So I just run it by her first. I'm like, does this make sense? So it says, hey, I don't know if you saw, but I started a new online business and hope it's okay if I ask a simple favor. All I ask is when you have a minute to share a post that I provide to help spread the word. It's not a testimonial that you've used it, just what the product is and you're supporting a small business. Just a quick copy and paste helps me out more than you know. And then I go, thank you so much. Just something, and you can make that how you want. And then I have just a fresh distributor message, and it goes, hey, I was curious if you would like to be a product model for me. I just started a new business and I think you would love our products. You get a huge discount plus a free gift for me for doing so. Also, I have mentor spots open for those who could benefit from an extra income and would love to use the products as well. Which would you be most interested in? And then, you have a second message you send, and I can send that to you if you want.
I love that. Yes, Sarah just texted me. She's like, can you snag those? And so Courtney already sent them. So I'll share them with you guys in our boards. These are so good, Courtney. And yes, I do agree. Like, if you don't have your own board, like we have our team board, but like make your own board and then tweak the messages to be you, if you want. That's what I've done. You can take these and then just tweak them to make them you. Because like she said, everyone knows, or not everyone knows, but like people might know. They if they know you, they know your vibe.
Yeah.
But also it does have that sense of like ownership and like this is me and I, even though you took someone's message and tweaked it, it's you and you know that. So you feel more confident getting it out. But I do love that second one because you're messaging about a product, but also I have mentor spots open. Like,
Yeah, just slip it in there. You never know,
oh, good.
it's our responsibility to tell them that this exists. I feel like really responsible. Like they need to know that this is,
Ah,
I can't
I
wait to.
love that, Courtney. I love that because I can so feel it from you through the screen. Like, I just feel like I have this responsibility to like share this gift, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like I totally agree with you with being in alignment with what you send, because if you do not like, if you're like, oh, this message is so spammy, no one's going to respond to you because that's what you think. You know what I mean? You're just like, you won't feel good about it. But if you edit your HAP message or your whatever message and make it you with your emojis and you put your little stamp on it, I feel like you'll feel in more alignment with what you're doing, and like subconsciously is the word, I think. It's just going to be better and you're going to like believe, "Oh, I'm going to get more haps up with this message because I like it." And then that's like whenever I get like a new hap, like a cleanse hap, when everyone was doing the cleanse hap, I was like, "This is so exciting." And I remember I was getting psychotic amount of haps up because I was so excited just that I'm like, now even people who have done the gummy hap for me 5 times, they can do this now. So, it was just fun. So, and that's another thing in case you're new on here. If someone haps for you one time, they can hap a cleanse hap. They can do an opportunity hap for you. They can do the gummy hap 10 times in the next 2 months. I'm telling you, like, it's okay to have this like more like the same people do different haps, especially if they're getting comments on them. And I'm sure you all do this, but I ask my happers to tag highlights. Some say, no, I don't want to do that, but a lot of them do. And that really helps get exposure with your hap. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can like Google it or whatever. But like I'm sure everyone knows now. They've been out for a while. Mhm.
That's so good. Okay, so if you were to get a newbie started, is that how you would launch them? You would just dive into HAP? Maybe,
No,
maybe
no,
like,
no,
oh, okay.
not like my first message or anything. No, but like that day, if they're a runner and they're like, okay, I, logged into eSuite and I confirmed my taxes and I
Yeah,
joined your team page or whatever, like, you have your like little steps that you like to start people with. And
yeah,
before like I even send them to like the app to train, the app is amazing, by the way. Before I even teach them where to go to learn the learn section, I give them a story and a post to put up to generate comments while they're doing the app training. And I don't just go, okay, bye, do the app training. And I don't leave them like they're really like vulnerable in that beginning stage. So I think I'm kind of on them, like, did anyone comment? Oh, okay. And then like, I'll go check their story, make sure it's done right. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just want to make sure that they're getting the support they need. And then after they've done like the training in the app, then I'd be like, okay, I feel like she's ready for hat and this will get her excited, or maybe wait a couple days. Like it depends on the person, but it's up there because I feel like it can get conversations going and get them a quick win.
yeah. That's so good. Okay. Someone that's working, either you're new or maybe you've been with us and you're working on trying to complete a four and a friend. Maybe we all want to complete a four and a friend this week, right? It should be our weekly goal. What do we want to do? What would you direct someone like, whether it was like someone that signed last year or a brand new person, they're like, I want to earn one of those weekly bonuses by the end of this week. What do I do?
First off, I would like get them to have I know for newbies, I have them print out the builder bonus thing, like that. So for someone who's been in for a while, I would get like write it down somewhere, like make 4 boxes and a plus sign another box and be like, this is what I need, and like track it. Because I feel like when it's in front of you, or put it on a post-it note on your laptop, so it's in front of you, and then we're gonna just do sheer action, like stop overthinking, what was that on the Sunday Night Live when she said action breeds faith and confidence, inaction breeds fear and doubt. And I could not agree more, because how many times have you like just been sitting in that thought and you're like, I haven't done anything, but I'm just like, I don't know, just thinking so negatively about this. I just need to do it. Just go and do it. And the doing would be conversations, because conversations are king in this industry. Like it is literally all we need. And I think compare conversations to like my husband's in baseball. So I is like always do this comparison. Conversations are like showing up to bat and swinging and trying to get a hit, a single, a double, anything, just getting on base. And I feel like conversations are exactly the same. We are in a business of like baseball is like a game of failure. If you get 3 hits out of your 10 tries, you are amazing. You're making millions of dollars. So like same with us, okay? If every single day before, like set a time, like before 9 a.m. every day, have 10 conversations. And if one, I say the odds are even like lower for us, like if one person out of those 10 responds and says, yes, I'll put up a hat for you, or sure, you can send me information, that's a win. Okay. That's amazing. And then if you, I would say, do you want more results? Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. And, and the more no's and the more left on reds you get, that is getting you closer to your yes. So if you want more yeses, you're going to want more left on reds, you're going to want more no's, and you're going to want more like not interested, because that's, your home run or your next hit is coming. It's just a matter of time. And the only way you can get there is if you have more conversations. And the conversations are, yeah, go for no. Exactly. That's exactly what I wrote down in my little notes. Go for no. No is good, because then your yes is coming. And I would do the same thing with my newbie, with the person who's been in for a while, who wants a foreign friend. You need to show up for your business every day. So posting, obviously, non-negotiable. We have to put, posting is so easy. It takes a minute to put up a post and a minute to make a story where you can even just talk in your story, and then you're out messaging all your story viewers, messaging old happers, messaging commenters, messaging likers, messaging friends you haven't literally, like, is it Jenica? I don't know how to say her last name. W, I think. Yeah. She taught us at both conferences, or green carpet and conference. Your friends list is the most like untapped resource of people. Like literally people, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't messaged them since 2019. That's on me. That's horrible. Like that, I should be messaging them. And so we need to go to our friends list, and we need to focus on messaging them for host to post, product tester, and opportunity. And you need to just go ham and talk to as many people as you can a day, and make sure you're doing all the other things as well, like the posting. Yes, we get this idea that no is really bad, and so you're like, oh, but it's actually really good because it is leading you to your next yes. And a no for product and distributor could still be a yes for Hab. So like you'll get a yes out of it. It just might be a yes that you weren't expecting. It might not be that customer. It might not be that distributor. But what if, I always say to my people, I'm like, my people, I go, oh, but they said no. But what if they have for you and 10 of their friends buy from you over the next 3 months? That's a win. That's a huge win. So just take those no's and turn them into like lemonade, and go get those haps up, and teach your team. If you've been in for a year, that you got to have one person that's on your team that you can do this with, and it's way more fun anyways. But that's what I would say. It's just massive action behind conversations, and however you want to start them is up to you, but just get those conversations.
Okay, I love this. And I hope you guys all caught on to this, because everything I feel like kind of piggybacks off of each other. So I love the challenge, like before 9 a.m. or whatever time it is for you, challenge yourself to get in 10 conversations. And the way that you can do that, you can use your friends list, right? Or you can go to your posts from like the last few days and message all the commenters and message all the likers. That is so easy, because if we're consistently posting twice a day, we should have quite a few likers or commenters to get back to or to message for HAP every day. We shouldn't have to rely on a giveaway post or anything. We should have all these different people. And then when those people get a post up, right, for you, and people comment, if they're not, and you message those people for the product, like if they're interested in the slimming gummies that a friend put up, and let's say they're not interested, you get to piggyback off that. This is what she said earlier, and you get to turn around and message them and ask them to, okay, no worries, I'm doing a giveaway post. I'm doing a giveaway this month. Would you like to be entered into my giveaway by just simply popping up a post for me to help me with referrals? And yes, and so then you're tapping into their network. And so it just continues and trickles, and it just really is mind blowing.
Yeah, it's like a little cycle. It's amazing. And if you're like, a lot of people are brand new and they're like, I don't have anyone to message. Well, if I were you, I'd be, first of all, researching everywhere I possibly could on how to grow my network. I'd be watching all of the Monday Motivations, anything where they do an interview, and I'd be stalking that page and watching no TV. No, for me, I would be like obsessed with figuring this out. And it's all there. Like it's all there, and if you can't figure it out manually, adding friends on Facebook, I'm sure you've been in for a while, you have done that. You've literally gone to your friends list on Facebook and added friends from there. I like doing that because then you can cherry pick the people, and you can also cherry pick where you want to grow your network. I'm Canadian, and I'd say like 50% of the people on my Facebook now all stems back from my one friend I had in Kentucky. And I went to their Facebook and I just added all the girls. I'm like, oh, she'd be fun to work with. She'd be fun to work with. And now I'm in Kentucky, but also that led to all over. And so it's that sometimes just manually doing it. If you don't want, if you can't, if it's your reels not popping off and you're not getting followers, just go do it yourself. Like take control of your destiny, take control of your, what you can do, and the results will naturally flow.
So good. Another tip too is every single morning too, when you're wishing people a happy birthday, which also, by the way, helps boost your algorithm, wishing those birthdays, you can go and add a couple friends from the person. So if Courtney's on my birthday list today for my birthdays, I go to Courtney's page and I'd say, wish her a happy birthday. But then I'd also go to our friends list and add a couple of friends.
Hey, that's great.
Simple.
That's smart.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I want to say one thing off that, Jen. You guys, when you hear these things, I think what I want you to really think about, I always say this when we're getting on Zooms. I'm like, stop thinking of what you can't do. I want you to like get off these Zooms. First of all, you should all be taking notes, because everybody, you can drop one in the chat. If you're here to be better and make more money, look at Jen's got notes. I've got notes. You guys, I've been here forever. And you want to know one thing that I want to tell you, first of all, I will never pretend like I know everything because I've been here longer. Like, you guys know me. I am not an ego girl. Like, I hope to God Courtney teaches me something new that I'm like, oh my gosh, just blew my mind, right? Like the most simple things. And the thing is things are always changing. So the truth is like, get in the trenches and like learn things together. It is so much more fun. Like, I'm not waiting for Jen to be like, hey, Sarah, when you figure this out, or when I figure this out, I'll show it to you. Like, she'll be like, hey, do you know how to do this? And we're like, no, let's go Google crap. Like, let's go do, and the thing is really, you can find so many answers on YouTube when it comes to anything IT. And you guys, I am not IT smart, but once I figure it out, I've got it. Like, I've got it, right? But what I want you to also know, like Jen just said, you guys, I remember somebody asked this, and I love when people ask questions, but they're like, why do you guys send birthday messages? Like, tell me what the point is. And I was like, that is so good. Because here's the thing. Birthday messages are so easy. It's mindless. It literally takes less than 3 minutes, but guess what? It does so much. So just like Jen said, Jen takes that moment to go grow her network, right? Like, she's going into the comments and she's adding people from those pages. Y'all, there is not a single person on this Zoom that doesn't need to grow their network. We need to grow our network every single day, literally every single day. We're here when we are doing it to be nice, right? And you pop in their inbox, right? So now you're getting in their inbox. So if you message them, or maybe you love their stuff, or you're like, dang, I forgot about that person. Like, I add them to my list of being like, you need to go intentionally interact with her because you want her on your team. Or you guys, sometimes I'm like, how did this fool get on my list of people? And I'm like, okay, we are not the same page here. And it's okay to unfriend, And so at the end of the day, you're running a business. But what I want to tell you is, you want tips that have you working smarter, not harder. And that is one of them. Birthday, you are in the inbox. What you're bringing people over to your page. You have a way to grow your network, right? When we interact, you guys, I say this all the time. I am not just there to interact. I am scoping for my next 10 people that I'm going to message and invite into this business. Same thing. You guys, I don't even literally go back to see responses or if it's left unread. Like, that's not something I can control anyways. My control is interacting and then making a list between my interactions of 10 new people that I'm going to invite into this business. And then I send the message. I can control sending the message, interacting, and finding my 10 people. I cannot control what happens after that. But like Courtney said, she gets up and she posts right away. Listen, if you're messaging, you better have some stuff up on your page. So when they come to see your stuff, they already know what you're about. Like they've seen your morning routine. Cool, right? You want to see it over and over again. And so, you guys, I just want you to know, like they said, these things all blend together. But again, don't make it harder than it truly is. And I want you to know, like when you hear the same things over and over, like print off your worksheet. Hello, guess what? I still do it. There's still bonuses that don't, like, I can't go for some of these because I'm not new. But listen, I don't care. I am filling this freaking sheet out, and this is my goal every single month plus some, right? Maps, I have my whole team. If you think you're too good for maps, like, no, it's why you're not where you want to be. So, anyways, I just had to share that. Like, you're hearing these things, like Courtney gave you literally one of them is mindset, which is so huge. And I think starting your day out like that is, you guys don't even understand what 3 minutes of speaking life into yourself actually does. It doesn't even have to be long. It's like you start that way. And if something goes wrong in your day, like mine today, my daughter throwing up on the way home, it's like, it's fine. It's fine. I already spoke what I wanted into my day. You know what I'm saying? But you feel so different. But she literally gave you four things that she's doing that has her messaging, following up, talking to new people, getting into conversation, has her being a top enroller. Like we get paid to enroll, right? And she gave you four things. So again, you guys, I want you to come out of these and be like, I'm taking notes, and you got to look at that after you get off of this and be like, what can I do that Courtney's doing? Right? There's people on this team, I see names that want to go double diamond. Like you need to ask yourself, are you willing to do what she's doing? And because it's not hard stuff, it just takes some discipline to actually do it, is really what it is. And then if you want duplication, guess what? As you bring in those new people, you do your thing, and then you send that little list right off to your people and you say, this is what we're doing today, guys. Go see my stuff. You can see it on my stuff, right? And they follow your lead. So I just wanted to stop you really quick, Jen, and just point that out, because you guys, you hear that so many times where we're like literally taking one action, but we're like quadruple dipping, like no joke. And so just like it works, same thing. If you're doing a for and a friend, guess what? They're literally paying you multiple times on one enrollment if you're just doing what they're telling you to do. Okay. So, okay. Sorry, Jen. I didn't want to super interrupt, but I just wanted to point that out because I think it's like, it's so powerful, you guys, because I think sometimes we just naturally overcomplicate, but the truth is we all crave simplicity, and we do need simplicity for success. Okay. So let's just keep it like that. Like we are simple, but we are strong and we are successful. That's what we are. Okay.
So good. Thanks, friend. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but like I showed you a bit ago, I have 3 pages of notes. And I know we've kept you longer than we planned. We planned to do a half an hour, and it's almost been half an hour, yeah, 30 minutes, but it's almost been an hour. So, and she's on vacay. She's with family up in Vancouver, Canada. And so we gotta let her go. But can we all just like unmute and just thank her and just for pouring into us on vacation and just, you know,
Yes,
encouraging us.
seriously. Thank you
we-
so much, Courtney.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem. Anytime. And you know, it's
Thanks,
vacation.
Courtney.
Oh, you're so welcome, you guys. This is so sweet. I like it here. I wanna leave.
We want you to like it here. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me. And now, like, my favorite thing is let's just go do it. Let's just go do it.
Yes. Good night, you guys.
Thanks, friend. Good night.